Aloha and welcome to the Just Transition Hawaii Coalition's Candidate Forums. My name is Tanya Yamanaka Anasazian and I'll be your moderator this evening. The Just Transition Hawaii Coalition is a post-partisan organization that supports a livable planet by prioritizing the urgent economic, environmental, and social needs of Hawaii's local communities over partisan politics and corporate profits. We offer a sincere mahalo to you, the viewer, who's taking time to learn about these candidates. The Just Transition Hawaii Coalition has incorporated viewer-provided questions into our selection of topics to address tonight. For those of you who signed up for this forum whose question is not asked tonight, or for those of you who would like to ask further questions, you will be emailed the contact information for all the candidates so that you may reach out to them directly. All candidates running for mayor were invited to this forum, though not all were able to participate tonight. For those who have joined us, we thank you for your time, passion, and kuleana. By participating tonight, candidates, you are offering voters another lens into how you think and can inspire, mobilize, and lead us during this unprecedented time, a time where COVID-19 has made grassroots campaigning nearly impossible. And that's a good segue into a reminder from the League of Women Voters, Hawaii County. 2020 is Hawaii's first time voting by mail. Ballots will be sent out 18 days prior to the election and can be mailed once completed, or you can take your ballot to any voter service center or drop box. Locations are listed online at elections.hawaii.gov. Please make sure your voter registration information is up to date. You can also do that online at elections.hawaii.gov. Let's give vote by mail the maximum chance of success this year. Now, on to the forum. Our format tonight is straightforward. Candidates, I will ask you the same question of each of you in random order, which was determined in advance by drawing. You will have 2 minutes to respond to the first two questions, which you were provided in advance. You will have, 4 additional questions. We'll have less time for you to respond, of which I will let you know as we get there. Our timer will notify you verbally when you have 20 seconds remaining. If you continue to speak after the time limit, you will be muted. I encourage you to begin wrapping up your thoughts at the 20-second warning to avoid this. Please note that you do not have to use up the entire response time allotted. If we have extra time, we may be able to ask additional questions provided by registered viewers. There was so many that came in. Which was really great to see. After the 6 open-ended questions, I'm going to ask a series of yes/no questions to you, which you'll have up to 15 minutes to respond, either yes or no. And finally, at the close of the forum, each of you will be given 90 seconds to provide a closing statement, also in random order, determined in advance by drawing. Candidates who speak during another candidate's response time, even to voice agreement, will be immediately muted. And I just want you guys to know this. We don't expect candidates to have all the answers. It's perfectly okay to say, I don't know. Or if a question or issue interests you, you can let us know you'd want to research it more deeply. Everyone ready? So that being said, let's get on to meet the candidates who have joined us tonight. Neil Azevedo. Prior to his position as the Highway Division's Chief for the County of Hawaii, Hilo resident and youth sports coach Neil Azevedo worked for 30 years in the private construction sector. Welcome, Neil.
Hello, everyone. I just want to thank you for the opportunity tonight. You know, I'm a husband. I'm a father of 5. I'm one of 11 kids in my family. We live in Waikuka my whole life. You know, and I coach 30+ years of white.
I don't mean to cut you off, but we're just gonna move along and introduce everyone. But thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
We have a very limited amount of time to get through a lot of topics, but thank you, Paul. Neil. Paul Bryant. Up next. Published author and former cultural journalist Paul Bryant has spent time teaching Swahili, Japanese, and English, has operated art galleries in New York, Tokyo, and Hawaii, and was a successful sheep rancher for 14 years on the Hamakua coast. He currently serves as a board member on 4 nonprofits in Hawaii County. Welcome, Paul. Bob Fitzgerald. A Kona resident since 1977, Bob Fitzgerald has been an agricultural entrepreneur, the Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation, a football coach, served on the West Hawaii Youth Council, and is currently a sales manager for the Hilton. Welcome, Bob. Mikey Glendon. Mikey Glendon is a Hawaiian Homes resident, actively protesting the building of the 30-meter telescope on Mauna Kea. Aloha, Mikey. Yumi Kawano. Yumi is a former educator with the DOE and UH Hilo, and has spent the last few years as a forest conservationist and as a community member on the Puna Community Development Planning Action Committee. Welcome, Yumi. Harry Kim, currently serving as the mayor of Hawaii Island. Harry Kim previously served 2 terms as mayor from 2000 to 2008, and prior to that, he served 16 years as the county director of civil defense. Aloha, Harry. Ikaika Marzo, a man of trust, integrity, and aloha. Ikaika Marzo is a small business owner who spearheaded Pu'uhonua o Puna, aka the Hub, for lava evacuees, where his community service earned him the world's trust and the nickname the unofficial mayor of Puna. He's now focused on uniting the people with the government, creating economic resiliency through sustainability and better spending, and promises to advocate for the communities of Hawaii County, as he has always done effectively throughout his life's work. Aloha, Ikaika.
Aloha.
Mitch Roth. A leader in Hawaii prosecutions, Mitch Roth is an attorney with several decades of experience in legal work in Hawaii's communities, and was twice elected as Hawaii County prosecuting attorney.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Mitch. Mike Ruggles. Raised by a family of police officers, Mike Ruggles is a 63-year-old cement mason, farmer, and Big Island resident for over 40 years, who is best known as a medical cannabis advocate who recently represented himself in court and was found not guilty and won. Thank you guys for all being here, and we are ready to go. So for the first 2 questions, candidates, you will have 2 minutes to complete your answer. Paul Bryant, you have the luck of the draw to be our first responder tonight. So Paul, what is your vision for Hawaii Island, given the converging realities of COVID-19, the abrupt economic downturn, civil unrest, and climate change?
Well, let's start with the first one, which is the COVID. I really feel that the county, because we have such a low impact of COVID, we need to protect that low impact by requiring all incoming passengers, I don't care where they came from, to have a valid vaccination. All islanders should get a vaccination. It should be ready by that time. You know, we're talking the end of the year. At least that's what I'm thinking. The end of the year, it should be here. So we're being more or less promised that by the experts from the CDC. So if that's true and we have vaccinations available, then we really need to press for making sure they're not bringing anything in from wherever they're coming. There are lots of hotspots all over the United States now. It's amazing. And it's kind of scary, because it thinks that this is going to turn into a real recurring problem for lots of places, because there's no control. Being an island, we have the ability to control that. As far as talking about the economic downturn, I was quite amazed that our administration did not monitor or control the excess of the 3 box stores, Walmart, Target, and Costco. It was really wrong that all of our small shops and we had to close down, and yet people could go in there and buy televisions, you name it. I think that this was really a wrong decision, and short-term that we need to do something about keeping the agricultural industry on the upswing with better access to it. Was that it? I'm sorry. Did we say 20 seconds? I'm sorry. I thought I heard 20 seconds. So Hawaii is supposedly known as the breadbasket of Hawaii, or could be
I've lost feed from Paul. Has anyone else? Okay, okay, thank you guys. So we're gonna move on. Next, thank you very much, Paul. Next up is Mitch Roth. And let me know if anyone needs me to repeat the question.
So this is the vision question?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Aloha, everybody. My vision of Hawaii Island is an island where all of our residents are proud to live, work, and play, where our kids can come home from schools and have quality jobs, affordable housing, where we have an infrastructure that works, whether that be roads or internet, so we can do these things, the Zoom meetings, and educate our keiki, and have businesses that thrive. I have a vision of an effective and efficient Hawaii County government, one that is diverse, with a diverse and healthy economy, a government that treats all people with dignity and respect. You know, as the prosecuting attorney, every employee that walks through my door, I tell them the same thing. I expect them to treat people the way they want their family members treated. Whether it means people in the office, our victims, our witnesses, but it also means our defendants and their attorneys. Not that they get special deals, but they're treated openly and honestly. I believe this is an island, Hawaii Island, that we all deserve. And that's my vision for Hawaii Island. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your support.
Thank you very much, Mitch. Okay, next, Yumi Kawano.
Hi. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight and to share with my voters and our voters. My vision for Hawaii Island is, I think it's exciting because I think a lot of you have the same vision, and I even made a little diagram about it. Okay, I hope you can kind of see it. I'm a teacher, you know how we can be. I have a kind of a scenario here. This is volcano. So my vision is self-sufficiency for our whole island, that we get there. We get there as soon as possible with all the kinds of things that have been going on in the pandemic. The volcano storage, power storage, or that would be your town. And then homes would be all self-sustaining with renewable energy, whether it be solar, wind, geothermal, hydropower, wave, whatever's best for your area. And then everybody would give their energy back in there. If they had extra, it'd be like a storage area. Farms would be making their own energy. We already make our own water. A lot of us, 65% at least, are on water catchment. So a lot of us drink it. We're treating it. Many of us are already going there, almost there, self-sufficient. And this would encourage local trade, also sustainable homes we could build. And I think this is just would be a thriving economy. Also ecotourism, people would be coming here. Volcano, we love to restore rainforest, which protects watersheds and increases endangered species, which is what we've seen on our 2 acres, which we totally love doing. It's so much fun to be out there and get in shape and take care of our forests. And we be water secure with our catchment. So that's my vision for Hawaii Island, that we're self-sufficient and we're going to be a showcase to the world because we can do it, yes.
Thank you, Yumi. All right, Ikaika Marzo.
COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we faced in generations, you know, in my generation, generations before me. And it's far from over. Our community's health and well-being are tied to the economy. So we need the right balance as we reopen. Tourism is especially tricky. We need it for the way our economy is currently built. But it will bring more COVID cases to our island home. We all know that. We love to be ready to manage those cases on top of our normal health care needs. The sooner we improve our economy, the more help our people will get. If people are back working while being able to keep their families safe, that will protect us from the civil unrest. You know, we need to manage case numbers with a combination of policies such as social distancing, better masking, promoting tourism within COVID-19 green zones. Green zones, what I mean by people, countries that have COVID cases low. Low or no infections, and looking for innovative ways to monitor for the new clusters and infections in Hawaii. We also need all our decisions to follow the culture. So yesterday we ended up creating a culture of sustainability. This means sustainability in food, health, housing, education, on top of the environment. I believe Hawaii County is poised to establish a sustainable, safe, and reliant economy. To bring this really forward at this critical time in history requires the can-do innovation, can-do innovative, passionate, and committed leadership of successful business owner like myself. You know, we need to be working for my full culture sustainability plan and initial COVID-19 framework with guidelines to safely reopen, improve, and restore a thriving economy. That's what we need to do. We need to drive our economy back again and drive our economy.
All right. Thank you, Ikaika. All right, up next, Bob Fitzgerald.
Am I unmuted? There we
You
go.
are.
I'm unmuted. Anyway, aloha. Thank you for what you guys do. Thank the other candidates for participating. It's awesome that we finally have a chance to have communication. And my goal is to bridge the island. I mean, I'm very community minded. I plan on going to every community and reaching out and bridging. There's great people in every community that know what they want. And I think as far as we look at the whole picture, absolutely the sustainability. Where's our markets? Our market's Honolulu. We have 1.2 million people over there that this island can market with our products, obviously with our farm products, our food, our resources. As far as the COVID-19, let the people at the top. We need help from the federal government. We need help from the state on what that testing's going to be to come back. First people that come back in that tourism, the people that own here, people that own condos, that care about this island. I was in the timeshare industry. So many people own here that care about it. They're the first ones that would go 2 weeks to get tested, get a test 3 days, land, come in and have a kitchen, a home to be isolated. And they spend money. And that's a group that people can tap. The other thing is our education process. We need to get better in our medical techs, medical facilities, our tech for medical. That's a clean industry that we can elaborate on. We have the University of Hawaii that turns down, you know, hundreds of nursing applicants because they don't have the space. Let's partner with whoever can get more nurses, doctors, high-tech training for our youth, our teenagers. I was a football coach for many years. So nice to have those people be able to have, those kids to be able to have opportunity to stay on island and give.
20 seconds.
So anyway, I just want to bridge the island, and lots of aloha in doing it, and thank you for having me.
Mahalo, Bob. Okay, next, Neil Azevedo.
Hello, everyone. Our vision for Hawaii Island is bring everybody become together as one. You know, believe in each other, believe in everyone out there, trusting everyone. You know, reaching out to every community, talking story, see what they need, help them with what they need. You know, just going out there and just showing that we care about every single person on this island and making this island become one. You know, for COVID-19, you know, it came down real, you know, but the whole thing, COVID-19, we're gonna build stronger. What it came down, everybody came together as a family. Everybody came closer. You know, the whole thing before COVID-19, everybody was going working. But now we became family, tighter knit. So now, you know, right, COVID-19, we're gonna go back out. We're gonna start doing our job. We're gonna start farming. Agriculture will be number one on us. Number one export will be agriculture. Keep pushing that. We get the biggest island out here. Let's do what we need. You know, work with the farmers, help the farmers, and farmers are going to help us, guide us in the right direction of agriculture. You know, every single part of agriculture. Just mahalo.
All right, thank you, Neil. All right, Mikey Glendon, you're up next.
Am I unmuted?
You are.
Okay. Yeah, aloha kaku. I wanted to correct something real quick. I know my introduction was I'm a homesteader, living in a homestead, and I'm a protester on the Mauna. I'm a father and I'm a Hawaii Island resident. I want to make that very clear. And that's where my pride lies, in my family name. But as far as COVID-19, the solution is in our Hawaiian culture. It's built in the way I grew up. And the solution to it is not just entertaining the avenues we have in our past pre-COVID-19 times that we reinstill or reinforce them. We need to look at the tourism industry. We need to look at the construction industry. We need to look at all these things and realize the quality of the money is being spent in those departments. All the monies are being given away from our community so that the falseness of the amount that these businesses bring into Hawaii needs to be brought to light. Really, how much money in those aspects that we relied on at one point is actually a part and staying here at home. So my solution to that is everything on this island that we grow is what we use to provide for our community. So when it comes to construction and the answers we need for COVID-19, employment, reestablishing our economy, well, my team, basically my family, has set the example, and it will be coming out this week for everybody to see. But to shed a little light on the answer is to replant our island and use our natural resources to provide exactly what we need for housing, because it's cheaper, and anything we buy from each other, guess what? The money stays here. And it becomes and maintains a cycle in our community instead of us earning
20
dollars.
seconds.
20 seconds, got that. Instead of earning dollars from our local community and spending it on corporations elsewhere, all our monies will cycle here, and that will revive the love in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikey. All right, incumbent Harry Kim, you're next. Your vision.
Thank you very much. Hey, Bob, good seeing you again. In regards to the portion of vision, that was asked for me a long, long time ago when I first ran. And just off the top of my head, you know, and it still remains today. Just make Hawaii a very nice place to live, and everything else, you know, follows that. I disagreed with the state a long time ago in regards to making it a nice place to live was to focus primary number one as far as economics was tourism. I really believe that we have to diversify our economic base for this to be a nice place to live. Outside of that, plain economics tells you what happens when you put so much of your weight of economics on one issue, and in this case, you know, the element of tourism. We had that with pineapple, we had that with sugar, and anytime you do that, you're going to invite trouble sooner or later, as we find out now. In regards to the subject of coronavirus, my goodness, every day for the past 3 months, and I do mean every day, you know, your county government has been spending time and a lot of their time on that issue. I wish it was simple. I was just reading about and listening to California, for example, where just in the past week, they had about 4,000 new cases. Just in the past week, they had about 400 deaths. And I think all of current news is that this is a pandemic, meaning it's new. We're learning as we go along. I wish there was an answer in regards to, you know, vaccine for it. Nobody knows when we're going to have it, but I think everybody hopes as soon as possible. But the best estimates is, you know, hopefully next year sometime, because the issues of making a vaccine that is successful for the human body, especially something like this, it is totally new.
20 seconds.
I congratulate Hawaii people to put Hawaii Island where it is today. No new cases for at least 18 days. If we keep that up, you know, we'll be in very good shape in regards to going forward.
All right, mahalo, Harry. All right, last to answer this question is Mike Ruggles.
Hey, aloha, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and listening. And my vision includes helping the small business. I believe the solution to tourism being down, and I do believe even if we were to wanted to have tourism come back next month, it's not going to come for quite a while. So I know the Dow just dropped 1,800 points today because of states opening too soon on the mainland. And so I'm hoping we don't do the same. And so I think to fill the space is diversified local businesses. We need to help small business. We need to do that by getting rid of the handyman law. We need to reduce requirements for contractors so that we can get more people going. I believe the engine right now that for the Big Island could be a housing boom, because we have a housing shortage, and so it seems to me like a no-brainer, housing boom. Secondly, we got to get land into the hands of the people. The UN said that the #1 thing to stop climate change is putting lands into the hands of the people. So let's do that. We're going to diversify the economy. We're going to help the fishermen. We're going to help the ranchers, and we're going to help ag. Well, I want to put certified kitchens in every county, in every district. I want to have them manned by county workers to show them how to combat this rat lung, because I think the biggest obstacle to our ag right now is the rat lung. So we need to get that fixed. I want to provide incentives for physicians and
20 seconds.
health workers so that they'll want to come to the islands. Right now, we're like 50% understaffed and all that. And I also want to change and fix the priorities and how we handle crime on the Big Island and quit shoving 5 people to a cell. That's crazy, and that's not treating people with respect. Aloha.
Thank you, Mike. And thank you all candidates for sharing a little bit of your vision. I know 2 minutes isn't very long to share, but your responses are very thoughtful, so thank you. We're off to a great start. Ikaika Marzo, you'll be starting off with answering this next question. Another candidate not present tonight has ads running, specifying his plans for his first 100 days in office. Ikaika, what do you plan to accomplish in your first 100 days as Hawaii County Mayor?
So the first action that I would take is to reach out to the communities and start to bridge the gap between government and our people. We all know how important it is to have community input. To show how my administration communication would work, I have already released, my initial frameworks for both economic sustainability and managing COVID-19 in Hawaii Island. The next thing would be get the ball rolling on capital improvements that our county has already started and approved. So the term that we like to call, it's shovel-ready projects. Projects that are on the table, ready to go. Everything, all the funding is down and ready to go. Will be my focus within the first 100 days. And of course, improving the building permitting process. We all know the permitting process is a broken system. We need the process to go faster, efficient for our people on Hawaii Island. Also, attacking the homeless, addressing the homelessness, working with Hope Services on island by, help a neighborhood place of Puna to determine the most effective and compassionate ways available. Another thing too, always work with the CDC guidelines, recommendations, WHO, working with those guidelines and go forward. The next thing I would like to look at is, we're going through a lot of things in our country right now. And one of the things too is to look at our police officers and our police departments and the policies that they have in right now.
20 seconds.
So review use of force policies, engage all of parts of community, report findings to community and get feedback, and reform the policies that will be better for our people. Mahalo.
Thank you, Ikaika Marzo. All right, Mitch Roth.
Aloha. In my first 100 days, most importantly, we need to get our residents who are unemployed back to work. We know that many of these people are in our tourism industry. We need to make sure that the county is working with tourism. I believe it will be coming back, but we need to make sure that we're doing it in a safe manner. We know that we have construction workers. We need to make sure that our shovel-ready jobs are moving. Those people, those residents need to be back to work, putting food on their families' tables. That's pretty much one of the first things we need to start focusing on, is getting our unemployed residents back to work. Now, for every cabinet, one of the first things we're going to need to do is pick our cabinet. So we want to make sure that we have a cabinet that is representative of the whole entire island and different locations, that we're really having the whole island be representative. The other thing I'm planning on doing in the first 100 days is planning for a sustainability summit. And what the sustainability summit would be is we would have residents and experts from around the island and other places come together and start looking at issues such as diversifying our economy. That's going to take a little bit of time, but there's things that we need to work on. Agriculture. Island is the breadbasket for the state. We have most of our food coming in from outside. We need to make sure that we can help our farmers do a better job in getting their food out. Part of that is having people talk to each other and build meetings together.
20 seconds.
Other things we need to do is look at renewable energy and take care of the problems that we've had for long periods of time. So we'll talk about things like the wastewater treatment and our landfills and set a course to rise above the challenges of today for a brighter future for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch Roth. Paul Bryant, you're being requested to check your chat box. Please text the co-host Rita to get some assistance with your AV. Mikey Glendon, you're up next.
Chat box.
I on, I have a different person.
There we
Okay,
go.
ready to go? So the first 100 days, it seems like I have 40 days to go because I started 2 months ago. All the plans we have are intact and ready to launch. We're launching it as a family right now in cohesion with our campaign. So the homeless problem, we have it solved. It's done. And it's a beautiful scenario where all the money spent to build these homes, except for a 5% gap that somebody's gonna help me with soon. 95% of the monies we use to build these homes will be circled here or circulated within our own community and not the false sense of construction industry where we purchase from out of our community, thinking that the big number is what we're maintaining, and it's false. We're only keeping a small percentage today. So in-house supplies, that's all covered. So homelessness is taken care of. Our level of sustainability, it's in process already. Like I said, I have 40 days to go. So sustainability is covered. Homeless is covered. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna do these things. But if I win and you guys give me the honor of running and voting for me, well, I will have the exponential help of everybody. And then, so homeless shelters, as far as the economy, that'll be solved as well because everything will be circulated here. So everybody and more jobs will be very abundant. And the plan is written right below the camera. And you will see it this week when I come out. Another level we can attack is our agricultural parks that I already have the blueprints and plans for. And my funds will do it. Regardless, I want to do it because it's very beneficial for the knowledge of our children to be entertained by a fun method of deep knowledge. So with that being said, I'm trying to figure out what I haven't solved yet. And that's what I'm going to do in the next 40 days because all the general topics, Glendon's got it covered. So vote, let's go. Thank you.
All right. Mahalo, Mikey Glendon. All right, Neil Azevedo. There we go.
Aloha. In the first 100 days, we'll meet up with every government, every government office and start with them. Every department, every single government worker, start with them, see how we can get better and see what's going on in every government. From there we'll go to the community and see what we need to do. The whole thing is get government back with the communities and get it done by working together hand in hand, helping each other. Then from there we'll meet up with other groups, private industries and talk story and see how we can partner up with everybody to get this island going again. One thing with us, we build together as one. Everything got to be together. Everybody need a part of this. That's it. Thank you.
Mahalo, Neil Azevedo. Incumbent Harry Kim, you'll be responding next.
No one
Oh,
could
there we go.
sit unmute.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay. I'm sorry. You know, I wish things were a little more stable today in regards to, I hate to come back to the coronavirus, but it is such. You know, somehow when we talk about the first 100 days now, you know, we're right in the midst of the coronavirus. I think the latest reports today by everyone in regards to medicine and science of projection of nearly maybe close to 200,000 people dying in the beginning of the term year. I think the focus, like it or not, has to be continuation of the coronavirus in regards to what all the policies shall be to protect the people of this island. I wish I had a magic formula to know what those things are going to be, but I'll tell you one thing that we all are going to face is regards to government, the state government of Hawaii, which is not our kuleana in regards to the monies, because they're a separate issue, obviously, but their programs are. And right now, if the federal government doesn't come up with what they call COVID-4, a new legislative act to help the local and state governments, our state government is talking about 10 or 20% cuts through furloughs or just cutting pay. And you can imagine how they will affect us. I think a lot of our energies in the first 100 days, and I hope not. I hope by then it is resolved. You know, I get everything I can cross. But the reality is it's going to be a long road up for a while yet. The projection is it will go into the early part of the year and hopefully not much longer than that.
All right, thank you, Mayor Harry Kim. Next, let's hear from Bob Fitzgerald, your first 100 days.
You hear me okay?
I can.
Okay. Yeah, first 100 days, I agree with Mayor Kim. That C-19 is going to trump everything else. But there are some things we can get done immediately. I think Mitch Roth said it best. Show your cabinet as a mixture around the island that represents all the island, and get some quality leaders that are behind you. I think in that 100 days, we go to those community meetings and have my A-team. A-team is a group of crossover departments and community leaders that can get the job done in 2 days or 6 months. And that's going to be quick. As soon as we go to those communities, let's bridge them together, see the easy stuff that we can do. And then when we look at the economy and bringing things together, we need to see what Harry Kim just said, is that if we're stuck on that C-19, what can we do in-house? It's really 20% we're looking at. 60% of our economy is still doing all right. Construction, that's another thing. You mentioned construction. I think that's everybody's. Easy to get the permit process done quicker. But the 20% of rerouting the tourist industry, that's the group we need. The restaurants, the people that are suffering, how we can get them better repaired. That's the other thing in the 90 days is, in that 100 days, is meet with DOE, because I believe we talked about certified kitchen. Work with the school system. The schools already have a certified kitchen. They already have night class, can have night classes. They already have parks and extra things for our kids to go to. Work with the DOE and unifying a county with the DOE. It's the same taxpayer. Been upsetting to me for 30 years to see how we work as two different government. That I can get done, that communication with DOE in
20 seconds.
And anyway, I just look forward for the opportunity, and everybody, and what we're hearing tonight, everybody should listen what the other guy's saying, because you got to bridge, somebody's coming with some great ideas. So long.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Bob Fitzgerald. We're very blessed indeed to be among such great thinkers. Mike Ruggles, let's hear from you next. Your first 100 days.
Hey, aloha, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm hoping in the first 100 days, get that housing boom going, because obviously there's a lot of people that need work. I also want to get those certified kitchens in every district, because we got to get ag going. And like I said before, rat lung, I believe, is the biggest problem with it. And so my one biggest project, and I can't even take credit for it because I got it from a farm in Oahu, is I want to start the community farm. And I believe the community farm, we can put not only homeless, but non-victim criminals on. And we can start supplying the ag and ranch needs we need for the whole island. And the beauty about this is now we don't have to stack 5 people to a cell. I And earlier I heard Mitch Roth say we need to respect every Hawaiian resident. We need to treat them like they're relatives. And I totally agree. And so we haven't been doing that. And we haven't been doing that for years. We can't go back. There's one thing I can thank the COVID for, is it stopped us from torturing Hawaiian residents, sticking them 5 to a cell in a 80% overcrowded jail. And I hope we never go back to that. And so where am I going to get the money for my community farm? I plan on auditing some of the departments that have never been audited before. And to me, no department should be above an audit. And so let's audit these departments that have never been audited, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of extra money in there that we can use to start my community farm. And I believe my community farm will not only help with homelessness, but it's going to greatly reduce crime and help everybody on the island. Hello.
All right, thank you, Mike Ruggles. Yumi Kawano, your first 100 days as Hawaii County Mayor.
Well, my first 100 days, I'm concerned about the health of our island, and so I think during this pandemic, it's become a new landscape, a new norm. I know, talking to some of the county workers I've worked with, the planning department, some folks have been staying home, and that's working out really well. I believe that's a good idea, not only for COVID, but saving lives and promoting health and family wellness and alleviating the traffic that we all deal with. So it'll be a healthy Motanai government, starting with no waste. That would prevent people having to get laid off, because more creativity there. Secondly, I would like to train my staff to be public relations specialists, that they really know how to talk to the public. They're going to be on the phone more, they already are, and not just email, and really get good at that. And that'll be ongoing for training. And budget will be online in detail. There'll be citizen participant committees. Each town center will have nominated people represented. This is really important. FEMA is coming in by the millions. I'm on the action committee for Puna District. I wonder about the FEMA millions. I think we need to require receipts. That if the homeowners are being required, let's have the government required to show what we're spending things on. Homelessness and labor. I want a Hawaii beautification project where we put people back to work, like the CCC and the YCC. There's a lot of great ideas, but the main thing is we need to have the community involved, total input, and government totally listening, and we have to get good at it, get a lot better at it. I think we can all agree. So thank you for listening, and aloha.
Thank you, Yumi Kawano. All right, we're going to go back to Paul Bryant. Paul Bryant, your first 100 days as Hawaii County Mayor.
Thank you very much. I hope I'm still on. I'm not sure here. There are two things that I really feel are rather important, and that's the sustainability for electric consumption or producing electric. And there are so many valuable lessons that could be learned from abroad. I was in France 2 years ago to see how electric production from the roadways were used to light villages on either side of the roadway. That was like amazing. There was 21 kilometers of roadway lighted the homes of 4,000 people. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And why are we not using that kind of ability? But the making of those receptors for the solar receptors, that could be a local industry in itself. And once we've got it going, we could sell it to other places. The other thing I would really like to do is find that I could hire, or the county could hire, an East and a West Hawaii vice mayor. That's, for lack of anything else to call them, is a vice mayor. I know that we have a managing director, but the vice mayors are people that should be allowed to sit in their office and literally connect with anybody that shows up. Anybody should be able to talk to them, and they would be a direct line to the mayor himself. I can't be everywhere. No mayor can be everywhere. And as
20
the mayor
seconds.
to connect with the people. And I think that that's one of the ways we can do it. There's a lot, ignore them a lot, but we need to fix that. So industry for electricity production, and two mayors, two vice mayors.
All right, mahalo, Paul Bryant. Okay, for the next two questions, candidates, you're gonna have 90 seconds to answer. Incumbent Harry Kim, you'll be up first. The question is, what will be your top issue while in office, and how will you allocate county funding if needed to meet your goals concerning that issue?
Have a blockage in front of me. Can you see me okay?
Yes.
Okay, fine, because there's a block in front of me. In regards to that issue, you know, so many things as far as budget, I think people know by now, because it's always been said that the vast majority of our budget is already fixed. And anything in regards to infrastructure, you know, it has to be basically a bonding, because you submit your budget, which is now, and approved by the council in June, and it's set for the year. And this is why, in regards to coronavirus issue, I pointed out the problem of the state. They go basically on the money coming in on a month-to-month basis, because Hawaii County, our property tax, it's prepaid, and so our budget is set for next year, and we're going to be okay on the budget element. But in regards to infrastructure, I think the biggest problem we have to face, and we are facing and been facing for a long time, is a solid waste and wastewater issue. This is an island-wide problem. The resolvement of that is very simple: money. And to fix it, there's a tremendous burden in regards to finances demand.
20 seconds.
To prioritize that, and I feel that that is the one issue among others, obviously, that we have to focus on to solve the solid waste and the wastewater problem.
All right, thank you, Harry Kim. All right, Neil Azevedo, your top issue, and how will you fund it if needed?
The top issue. It's building roads, finish the CIP projects, getting all that. It's already, should get funds already there. You know, in government, we can partner up with other government agencies for get the funds. You know, we can look at bonds, can look at, you know, all that. Partner up with the private sector. Partner up with everyone out there so we can get the jobs done, get the roads connected. Every road out there can be done. You know, we can connect all the main roads, you know, Waimea bypass, you know, Anike, get a bunch of roads out there we can get away, can get it done already. You know, it's time for this work. We cannot find ways on how we kind of do it. We just got to find a way out, just get it done. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil Azevedo. All right, Bob Fitzgerald, your top issue, and how will you allocate county funding if needed?
One is, thank you, Mayor Kim, for bringing up wastewater. It's been 22 years, I believe now, that wastewater on Kona been going to a pit on two 12-inch lines. And I know we got a project that is starting that way. That would be a very high priority to me. And any other mayor that gets the job, go by and see this pit and you'll realize how that should be our #1 priority. Since 1998, maybe 96, that's been going on. Some quick fixes that I would have was our traffic, providing where people are working again, and our transportation. So traffic easy, crossover lanes. And we have East Hawaii traffic. Why don't we have a traffic monitors? And that would be the first job. Sit down with PW and get guys in public works to come down down and work an afternoon shift. So the lights and the traffic is monitored when you go through Palani Road in Kona. It's monitored when you're going Puna back and forth, both in the morning and the evening at rush hour, and the lights in Waimea. You go Waimea at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, the light is set the same as it is on 4 o'clock when the traffic's all backed up. Those are easy fixes. Transportation and the bus system. We have many
20 seconds.
I'll elaborate more. Transportation can be an easy fix also across our island.
All right. Thank you, Bob Fitzgerald. Yumi Kawano, your top issue while in office and how will you allocate county funding if needed?
My top issue would be about the budget. I really think it's important to have citizen participant committees. I can't overly stress that. And because I've been on the Community Development Plan Action Committee for about 4 years, and we've had some recovery issues. And I think one of the things I keep trying to figure out is how to follow that money. And I've talked to past county council and such like that, and that seems to be a challenge. FEMA, they can't complain anymore that there's no more money. There's money because FEMA by the millions have come in. Now, like I said, I want to know how all that money is going to go into infrastructure. It's going to go into all these important things, agriculture, symposium. The last thing we were going to do was have a symposium for the grassroots. That means bring all of us together at Maku'u Market, bring all nonprofits, agencies, and let's talk about what we all have in common, how we can take that FEMA money, how we can better our communities, not just Puna, all the community development planning committees can be doing that.
20 seconds.
And so I just wanted to tell you, I've been working with the planning department and research development. Those departments are awesome, great planning people. And I would continue to do that. And those CPs, community development plans, would be like law because they aren't being treated that way. We're being ignored. Okay, so that Puna plan was put together a long time ago. All those great grassroots folks. Hey, let's implement that stuff. Let's take that FEMA money and let's spend it where it's supposed to.
Thank you very much, Yumi Kawano. Mitch Roth, we're going to hear from you next.
Aloha, the top issue for government should always be health, safety, and economic vitality. So, health and safety, we think about things like civil defense, the police department, fire department, and those things are already funded. And it's important to make sure that people's lives are there. The next part is economic vitality. And part of this is making sure that government is supporting our businesses, supporting our people to make sure that they can thrive in this community. So part of that is working together with our community. Part of that is making sure that we're working together as a team in government and with other partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch Roth. Mike Ruggles, your top issue.
Yeah, aloha. Hey, my top issue is criminal justice reform. As I said earlier, I believe we have to stop putting mentally ill and stacking them 5 to a cell and thinking that this is somehow making the community safer. No, you shouldn't stack 5 normal people into a cell, let alone 5 mentally ill. And we need to have a new vision on how we handle crime. We need to stop going after drug abuse. We need to stop the war on drugs and start a war on domestic abuse, because the #1 call for the county police is domestic abuse. I would love to see a domestic abuse unit started that actually had experts in that field with them. And so you didn't have normal cops answer domestic abuse calls anymore. #1 call. No, you had a unit that was designed to de-escalate and handle the situation properly. So we need to fix that. Let's see, my community farm. I mean, instead of stacking them 5 to a cell, can't we put them on a farm? And we also need to stop administrative forfeiture, which they take it before you're even found guilty.
20 seconds.
Cornerstone of the justice system, which is you're innocent till proven guilty, and you get due process. We're not getting either around here. So let's stop matching funds. Let's stop law enforcement for profit. And let's turn the law enforcement around to start helping the people. They're hurting people right now. And it's not helping. It's just making crime worse. I believe it's the #1 problem in the county. And I'm definitely the guy that wants to fix it passionately. I think.
Thank you, Mike Ruggles. Paul Bryant, you're up next. Your top issue and how will you allocate county funding if necessary?
Well, county funding on the project.
I think we're
Unmute. There we go. We try again. The county and the state and the federal government all have to put their face together and put their minds together and do something to stop the spread of COVID. I hate to keep on hitting up on this, but I think more people are afraid of COVID than anything else, because this is really a situation where we're going to be a guinea pig. You know, once people start coming in, we're going to find out just how effective all this mask wearing, et cetera, is. And I know that, you know, everybody says, well, there may not be a vaccine. Well, we have to push on everybody to do this vaccine and then make sure that we get it out to our county people, period. You know, we can't just talk about it. We have to do something about it. And I feel that that's one of the most important things, is that we need to control that. Second on the list, if it's not most important, is to make sure that access roads to every place are available. I know there are places down in Puna that you couldn't get a fire truck down those roads without dropping them into swimming pools on the road. You know, I mean, like, you could almost lose a car in some of those pots or potholes. So we need to get roads that are functional for the people and functional for safety people. I mean, not just the fire trucks, but everything, you know. And when we're doing roads like that, maybe we should put in a water system at the same time. It's you know, there's everything falls together. You know, there are aspects of how to do
all right.
this. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul Bryant. All right, Mikey Glendon, let's hear from you next.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So there's so many top issues here, and they're all so important at their own degree and for their own significance. If I really have to pick one, I can't, because they're all solved already. We got them all figured out. I'll be in day 200 something once elected, and everything will be balls rolling. All we got to do is mass produce it and educate more people to help us get it done. But if you really want to point out my #1 issue, is I'll move to this side. It's our Hawaiian culture. And why is that my #1 issue? I am Hawaii, proud of it. But the reason is way deeper than just being Hawaii. Our cultural values answer all questions if entertained correctly with the right heart and the right vibe and the right approach to every single quality. So I'll list something for everyone to hear. And when you look up the definitions, you can lay it out in a beautiful sentence. So I'll list it. Kupa'a, ho'omau, ha'aha'a, kokua, lokahi, malama, laulima, kuleana, ikepono, and aloha. In English, this translates to stand firm, to preserve in humility, to help in unity, to care for and work together in our responsibility to feel and live true love together on an island under the one solution we need, and it's already here. Hawaii. Making our Hawaiian culture #1 for everybody. Everybody's included in our #1 cultural value of.
Mahalo, Mikey Glendon. All right, last up, Ikaika Marzo, your top issue.
So, you know, I think Mitch hit it off. Safety and well-being of our people. Every person on this island, the safety and well-being for the next, my first, you know, whatever I'm going to hit first. But there's so much, like he said, there's so much things right now that we need to work toward. As far as you can look at wastewater treatment, solid waste. I mean, the list goes on. you know, but the first thing that we need to do is our economy, bring back our economy. We need to we have 22,000 plus people on this island that don't have a job right now. We got to put these people to work, either with tourism or agriculture. Agriculture needs to be in the forefront now. But tourism, we can work at as a safety green zone tourism, where our tourism comes from a country or a state where their COVID-19 cases are at a minimal, or they don't have, like, we look at New Zealand. New Zealand don't have any COVID cases. We want to bring these guys, open up our tourism to them, you know, bring them into our island and
20 seconds.
again. So that's one of the things that I want to attack first, is how we can get our people back working, back to their jobs, and back to making money for themselves. Wow.
Thank you, Ikaika Marzo. All right, moving right along. Question number 4. Yumi Kawano, you'll be up next. What are the most critical issues facing Native Hawaiians today, and what do you see the role of county government in addressing those issues? 90 seconds.
30 seconds. That was one of the issues list folks gave us, Hawaiian homelands and the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, United Nations. It happened in 2007, and I believe that this is what the world has decided, indigenous rights for the indigenous people. And we're long overdue. Actually, I have a master's in teaching in what my topic was, bringing the Western knowledge and the indigenous knowledges together. And how can we not want to do that, right? And so I think that's pretty much my stance. I have a multicultural background in teaching. I've taught in Alaska and Yupik Eskimos, and I went to school in Colorado, where I went to school with a lot of indigenous and native folks, and I've always had a passion for an empathy for them, and we all should, because probably most of us are indigenous. You know, our roots. How do we know what we are? Really? Okay, then. That's pretty much it. Aloha.
Thanks, Yumi. Mike Ruggles, your most critical issues facing Native Hawaiians today, and what do you see the role of the county government in addressing them?
I believe the most critical role is the land. They've been picking on the Aboriginal Hawaiians for over 100 years, and many of them die on rolls waiting for land, and in addition, they don't get paid for their land use. This money goes to trustees and they spend it. So let's get them their land. I mean, the UN did say that the number one thing you can do to help climate change is give indigenous people their land. So let's do that. And let's help the Hawaiians, because they rate number one in homelessness, number one in poverty, addiction, imprisonment. They need help. They need their land, and they need their money. So let's give it.
Thank you, Mike. All right, Ikaika Marzo.
Okay, I am a native Hawaiian from Hawaii. We have faced through so many struggles throughout my life, throughout my dad, my grandparents, generations before this. The number one thing that we want us Hawaiians back on the land. Back on the land. We've been waiting, our wait list has been waiting for years. Over 100, they're dying on the wait list. They're dying for get back on the land, and we have the land to award our Hawaiian people. So why are our lands not being awarded to the Hawaiian people? That's one of the things that the rights of us Hawaiians, the rights to be on Hawaiian. You know, I am so proud to be an Hawaiian. I'm proud to play the music. I'm proud to live Hawaiian, hunt, fish, cattle, everything. And that's we need the rights of our indigenous people back to us. So, you know, the rights of Hawaii and award, put our Hawaiians back on our land. That's my number one thing.
Thank you, Ikaika Marzo. Paul Bryant, let's hear from you next. Most critical issues facing Native Hawaiians.
One of the things that I have talked to several of the Kuna is about how many Hawaiians have come out of prison. Not specifically, I want to point on that, work on that, emphasize that, but there are numerous people that have come out of prison and basically have no hope for the future. And one of the things that we can do, or we should be doing, is creating a way to bring these people into the workforce. But you can't just give them jobs that are low paid. We have to have a minimum wage that is up there and gives everybody a place to about an amount of money for the work that they do that gives them a living, not just a living wage, but a living. So they don't have to have 3 jobs like many of the people have today. We got to stop this 19-hour BS and put it down to you. If you're in a job, you get health insurance and things like that. But when you're a Native Hawaiian, it's even hard to find a job. So you've got this problem that it's basically reverse racism in it. So I think we need to work on that, severely change the way we deal with Native Hawaiians. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul Bryant. Mikey Glendon, let's hear from you next.
So do me a favor, just refresh the question quick one. This is a big
From your yes, it is. From your perspective, what are the most critical issues facing Native Hawaiians today, and what do you see the role of county government in addressing those issues?
The most critical role is reinstilling our hearts in our own system that we were designed to function here in Hawaii. Everybody knows the past. Many of my people have been fighting for righteousness and it's never come to fruition. I've realized that, but we still have to look at the cultural values of our people. Those are the values that will solve any problem in any situation. So even though American society has forced itself upon us and we abide by laws and we follow all the rules and regulations, it's because we're caring people. But at this point in time, when we need to change, all we need to do is revert to who we are and uncuff us and let us be Hawaiian. Let us be Hawaii in Hawaii, not force us to be something else that we're not. We entertain it as life because we're loving people, and the struggle is very real. As one of our former candidates had mentioned, many of our Hawaiian people are in a system, incarcerated. Well, the system has been designed for that. So guess what? The system is working, and we're allowing it to work. So as a people today, and we rise up together and we make the system back to where it was, right here. Because all of us carry our hearts everywhere we go. No matter what we're put through, we put our heart into it. So let our hearts just beat. Everyone will feel us once our hearts truly beat and our flag is raised the way it belongs, not inverted. So thank you, Meke aloha.
Wow, Mikey Glendon. Mitch Roth, let's hear from you.
Aloha. You know, I think there's a lot of good things have been said. I agree that Hawaii has a great culture, great cultural history, but yes, there's a lot of problems. And I think what the government really needs a leader that's willing to sit down and talk with and be a part of the solution to make sure that our Hawaiian families are succeeding, they're thriving in our community. You know, I believe that I'm that leader, that I could sit down, have those conversations. You know, Ikaika brought up a great issue, lands. That's a state issue, but a county should be fighting for Hawaiians as well. And I think that's something that we can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Neil Azevedo.
For me, that's a real issue because I'm a Native Hawaiian. I'm born and raised up Waikuka. I live on Hawaiian Homes land. You know, for me, we work with Hawaiian Homes, partner up with them. In every single community out there, there's Hawaiian Homes, and there's Native Hawaiians in every community. Let's partner up, let's build homes for them, affordable homes, so everybody can call someplace home. You know, there's no such thing as no enough land. There's land out there. Let's just partner up and get it done. You know, whole thing out there, let's work together, not cutting one guy out, cutting the other guy out. Just work together and become one. You know, work hard. You know, government should be together as one. for the people. That's the only thing we are there, for the people. That's it. Mahalo.
Thank you, Neil. Bob Fitzgerald.
Yeah, thank you for that question, because I feel blessed, being an outsider and moving here, and originally starting down in Middle E, the Hawaiian culture is just part of my heart. And back, when I first moved, hardly anybody was speaking Hawaiian. I'm so blessed, that a couple of the other candidates are on that direction, that we speak. My grandkids are half Hawaiian. They go to Hawaii Immersion School. And Mitch was right. That's the leader of this, to sit down with the state and give land, give more, because Hawaiians need a win, and I've seen so much progress in the last 5 years that, I'm just blessed that there is that movement going, and I support Hawaiian all the way. I feel like I'm a stranger in their strange land, and it was so well to be accepted at day one. I'd give it all. That's why I coach high school football, is to help a lot of those kids, and I wanted to give back, and being your leader is a way of me giving back, and at the top level, get the land, get the things that they want, sit at the table. And I have passion for that, because again, I feel blessed to be here for many years that I have. So both
20
Ikaika,
seconds.
Mikey, thanks what you guys are doing one way or the other, because I'm just proud to where my grandkids are now. I'm in a school, Hawaii Emergence, when they see they're Hawaiian. So aloha.
That's Jen's dad, Ruggles, but not the marijuana guy.
Not the brother.
Candidates can mute while you're not speaking.
Right.
Thank you. All right, Harry Kim. Thank you, Bob.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Bob Fitzgerald. Harry, you're next.
Somebody didn't get muted.
Harry, you're unmuted. I mean, you're muted. If you can unmute. Sorry about that. There we go. Oh, you're still muted. Okay.
Okay.
Go talk.
In regards to what I was going to say.
You're welcome.
Pardon?
All right. Enjoy them.
Someone is not muted and we are hearing.
Go keep talking.
Do you want me to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. I think for all of us, some of us more because of our age factor, we can go back mentally, as everyone was answering that question. The very, very difficult time that all the forces imposed on the Hawaiian culture, starting as back as 1893, I guess. But within this time, I think some of us can remember how far we have come. And one of the things that I'm so awed with and so happy with that we have come to our ways, and we've got so much further to go is the Hawaiian language. I still remember being in the first year where some Hawaiian ladies came over and said they were less than 50 teenagers and below they could speak Hawaiian. And today, because of the programs at university and the public schools and awakening of people a little bit, and I want to stress a little bit because we've got a ways to go. There are thousands now, and they probably speak Hawaiian. In regards to the basic problem of county government, there's so very little we can do except always total support of the programs supporting the Hawaiians. As we know, when most of the discussion here is in regards to the land, it's the Hawaiian Homes Act. And those are the things, even that we can
20
work.
seconds.
I think people know I have been trying to work with them. And we all, I think, agree we will make this a high priority.
Mahalo, Harry Kim. Okay, Bob, you're going to take the lead in responding to this next question. What are the issues that Hawaii County business owners are facing right now, and what can you do as mayor to help relieve those issues?
Well, business owners, obviously, it's the virus put a big dent, and hopefully a lot of them are getting the PUA funds and going after the help. I think that it's on its way, like Mayor Kim said earlier, that the state on helping the small business guys. It's for us is not getting away. I mean, these small business guys know what they want. It's their employees that we need to take care of. be able to help those small businesses thrive, because I mean, that's always the key. I was a small business owner for 25 years, and it was always the employees that puts you in a dent. And if they can't, whatever the issues that may came up. And I think that the other thing is, like I said, permitting process for the small construction guys, the realtors, when they just need a little something small so they can sell a house to move something on, or their building. That's one part of the business. The retail guys that need the help with their employees. And it's not getting away. We have research and development, guys that are already been way ahead of this game, trying to work what our next plan is. And like I said, I can relate to that small business guy. I've been one myself. It's a matter of really government not getting away and giving them the tools to get their job done in their particular profession.
Thank you, Bob. Harry, what can you do as mayor to help relieve the issues that the Hawaii County business owners are experiencing today?
There's simple answers to it. It's anytime you talk about economics, it's such a complex issue. And right now, Hawaii Island has approximately 24% or so, rounded off to 20,000 plus people that are unemployed. And I would say it openly, if it weren't for the federal government CARES Act that brought in millions, and our responsibility as county government is to make sure those millions of dollars are spent in a way to help, especially those in business. But obviously, we're trying to provide assistance in housing as well as food and those things. But I think no one denies the fact that the major problems is the economic recovery. But right now, we're in the midst of still attacking the virus, making sure the health and welfare of people are well in regards to going forward. But back in March, early March, a recovery team was identified because we knew this was going to be a high priority, and it is, and we'll continue to make it the highest priority in regards to, as well as good health of people. But I make no bones about it. It's not going to be easy because our economy is so dependent on areas.
20 seconds.
Hawaii. But I will emphasize to everyone here that this is something that's going to be long-term, and all of us are going to have to work on it.
Mahalo, Harry. Okay, Mike Ruggles.
Yeah, hi, aloha. As I stated earlier, we got to get rid of the handyman one. We got to give small businesses cheap, skilled labor, and they got to be allowed to work for more than $1,000, including material. Furthermore, we need to relax contractor licensing requirements. Currently, you have to have 3 years in the supervisory position with 3 different contractors before you can even qualify to apply. And that's crazy. It's antiquated, it's punitive, and that's what's creating the housing market. I mean, the housing shortage. And so we can fix that housing shortage. We should, right now, we need houses. We got people that need to work. So let's put them to work. And let's fix the economy. Let's fix small business, man. These really are the guys that I feel like should step up, and these are the guys we should be helping. Tourism, I don't believe is coming back anytime soon, guys. So let's fix it. Let's fix the small business. Let's fix construction. Let's fix ag. I love my ag parks, and I love my farm. Let's get my community farm going, because if we get the homeless and the guys in jail out, then it's going to help. It's going to help crime, and it's going to help the economy. Aloha.
Thank you, Mike. Mitch Roth.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
I sure can. What are the issues that Hawaii County business owners are facing right now, and what can you do as mayor to help relieve those issues?
Okay, so right now, of course, the big issues are dealing with the COVID-19 and recovery. So a lot of businesses are, a lot of people are out of work right now. I think one of the things that we can do a better job of is communication with our community and our businesses. I think there was a lot of confusion. Things were happening at rapid rates. One of the things we can do in here is we can meet with our business owners, look at the ideas, find out what's working for them, what's not working for them, find out the places where we can actually move government out of the way. Some of those things are dealing with our permitting process. Our permitting process, as many people brought up tonight, is very cumbersome. We get different opinions from different people. That's because of the way we're interpreting the laws. We can interpret the laws more consistently. That would help businesses get their permits a lot quicker, help get people back to work, and keeping the economy going. I think the county can play another role in helping people in job training, in support,
20 seconds.
and listening to our community members. So big part is working collaboratively with our businesses and trying to help the mom and pop shops. We went after the big box stores to help. I think looking back, if we helped our mom and pops, we may be in a little bit better position. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. All right, Paul Bryant.
Keep on hitting that mute button. I feel very strongly about this situation with COVID. If we're on top of COVID to report about infections and whatnot on our island, if we covered that in the way that the New Zealanders have and changed it right down, and we're careful about incoming people, we could eliminate this 6-foot thing and put our restaurants back on a working order, put our between or counting heads before they go in. I mean, it's just totally ridiculous, you know. You don't see heads being counted at Target, at least I've not seen them. And it's like amazing that, you know, the little people carry the brunt of the problems here. We really need to change that. And the way to change it is testing and restriction on incoming people. I'm sorry, but you can't have anything. You can't have it all one way. You've got to do the basics first, and the basics is to control any spread of COVID. Period, and that means get it done, get it over with, and then bring the small businesses back. We have not treated them well, and that's the fault of the last administration, the current administration, frankly. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, Yumi.
I think this pandemic is an opportunity for us to finally build community trust and do some local trade. Like now, there's some kind of disruption here. Okay. So I wanted to tell you, I've been listening to the Tulsi Gabbard COVID-19 every Wednesday town hall meetings. He's been doing really good updates about how, and people are calling in every time they have them. And there's a lot of small business owners, especially they own, you know, they're the only ones running it, and they are not getting the federal help that they need. And I believe we need to help those folks get those loans. There's some problems with some of the loans that the government has been giving out to them, or they haven't been getting them. And so I believe we need to assist them. I think the federal government has stimulus monies, but somehow some of those monies aren't trickling to where they need to. So I've just heard almost every week I hear that over and over. So that's one thing. That's one thing we could do. Just
Okay, thank you, Yumi. Ikaika Marzo.
Okay. You know, right now we're going through COVID-19. Obviously, COVID-19 will extend past a couple years. So what we got to do is business needs to be safe and sustainable to our island, including many small businesses need guidance to be able to reopen. So we got to guide our small businesses and policies, open up policies to reopen safely. We must remember that that the struggle and making strong policies that address public safety. You know, our public has to be safe. Some of the things too right now that we can think about is, you know, opening up the street and having our restaurants open up outside. So it's an outside it's outside in the open, so people can go up and eat and walk around the street. And I share the desire to make Hawaii economy more diverse and resilient. So right now tourism going to have to come back, but we're going to have to come back smart, and reopening will need to be handled with innovative leadership and aloha for everyone. So again, COVID-19 is playing a huge role in our economy right now. And, again, this is what's happening right now. 33,965 people are without a job right now. And we got to figure out a way to bring these people back, either with tourism, either with agriculture, whatever way it's possible. Also helping out our small businesses, supporting local businesses, which we've been doing for the last 5-6 months, and continue to support local businesses here. Mahalo.
Thank you, Ikaika. Okay, Neil, Azevedo.
If all businesses, we need to partner up with all businesses out there. We got to hear the concerns, communicate well with each other. Hear the concerns, see what is safety. CDC get the guidelines. Let's work together for make sure everybody's safe out there, so we can bring back the economy. Building permits, get building permits out quicker. Why? Well, we're going to get people working. People going to be stopping store, buying food, buying, lunch, breakfast, dinner. This is how we're stimulate it. We need to partner up and just get the job done. The whole thing is get permits out, even out neighbor islands, get the neighbor islands visiting here. So hotel industries get people staying there. Everything works. Partner up with neighbor islands, show our island how great it is. Let's partner up, do what we need to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. All right, and last but not least, Mikey Glendon.
Hello, Akako. You can hear and see everything clear?
Yes, we can.
I want to show you guys a little picture. Everybody knows what that is? That's the system we're working in right now. That's what we're doing every day as a family, as a parent. When we want to spend time with our kids, we're in the rat race. And it seems like for 127 years, we got nowhere. We went backwards. But the common sense thing right now in addressing business on our island, it's all in our culture. Make everything happen here. There's a false sense today in business. So quality over quantity in the business will vibe throughout our sustainable desired future. So now there's the false sense that I speak of in business is there's all these big numbers that they put out and they produce, or the county puts out there, it says as revenue. But really the quality of the monies that stay in our community, maybe I should close my gap a little. And that's where the quality comes in. Because it's not the big number that is expanded and blown up on the news. It's the real number that hits the pocket of the local person. So if we make everything here in Hawaii and we all purchase from each other, which we can do under our culture, and embrace everybody's knowledge and everybody's 2020 skills, well, we can flourish. And we missed the biggest boom of our lives in this COVID-19. A sooner reaction, had we shut our airports down as soon as Wuhan, they made the big move and closed their town. Well, we should have did the same thing, closed our borders. We would have been the only working community, safe, no virus in the entire world, and we could have supplied the world. It would have been $1 billion industry.
Thank you, Mikey. Okay, Neil, you're going to be the first to answer this next question, which I'm going to make up on the fly. We're seeing a lot of talk about suicide and mental health issues on the island. Suicide is an epidemic that we're experiencing here, not just everywhere else, but here on Hawaii Island. And we don't have even one residential facility for addiction and mental health issues for our youth. So 30 seconds, what can you do as mayor to fix that? Neil.
Again, we partner up with our nonprofits, our faith-based organizations. Partner up with them. Build together. That way we believe in each other. Show them the government is for the people. Show them the government is for the people, and that's all what we're there for. Government serve people. We're there. The whole thing is make them believe in each other. That's my big thing right there. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna work hard for every single one of them, and we're gonna build.
Okay, thank you. Mikey, Glendon.
So give me a quick refresher on the comment.
So
Or the question.
suicide's an epidemic, and we don't even have one treatment facility for addiction and mental health issues for our youth. What can you do to fix that?
Am I unmuted? Okay.
You are?
I built a mobile home. I built a mobile communication center that I'm going to cruise the whole island. And I'm going to give them a heart. Because these people that need love in their life and are doing these things to themselves and affecting everybody else who really loves them. Well, guess what? I'm going to go out there and show them how much Mikey Glendon and their family of Hawaii Island loves them, lifts them up, and brings them to a point where they can be happy and live with a kuleana as an asset to our community. Take away the pain, you take away the problem. Our Hawaiian culture. All love.
Thank you, Mikey. I want to bottle some of your energy. Harry Kim.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
You know, the mental health problem is a very severe problem on, I think, all of the neighbor islands. Oahu, because it has so many resources there, has a little more than us. And we were talking to the Kauai mayor during this pandemic and what some of his needs were, is exactly Hawaii County. I mean, as we all know that the hospital system here, except for the North Hawaii Community Hospital, which is a small one, is all run by the state. Surprisingly, very few people know that in Oahu. I say again, all of our hospitals are run by the state except for North Hawaii Community Hospital. But because of budget.
Thank you, Harry. I know this is a lot to pack in 30 seconds. Yumi, Kawano, what can you do to fix the big gaping absence of mental health and addiction treatment centers for our youth on island?
Yes, I've experienced this. I'm a caregiver for a veteran, Persian Gulf War, and caregivers get overlooked, and they're actually at risk for suicide now. The National Suicide Hotline is an amazing resource, but more than anything, that who wrote in about needing a
10
rehab,
seconds.
very, very important. And we have the land already for the veterans, but we need to bring alliances together here and get it done. We need a rehab center, no doubt, a long-term rehab center for suicide.
Okay, thank you. Ikaika, Marzo.
We need to take care of our people. Plain and simple, give aloha to our people, no matter who these people are. You know, I was taught the way in Kalapana. Take care of everybody. Take care of everybody like it's your own family. So one of the things that we need to do is we need to contact the experts. We need experts to help us find a
10
way
seconds.
to help out with these mental ill people. And, you know, give them some aloha. That's all they need. Some aloha, some love.
All right, thank you. Mike Ruggles.
Aloha, everybody. I believe we got to take desperation out of the equation. We do that through jobs. And then we also have to give financial incentive to mental health workers to come to the Big Island. We're 50% underrepresented. So we have the county pay them extra to come here and help us. And so, and one last thing is, yeah, let's quit shoving them 5 to a cell and 150 in the
5
fishbowl.
seconds.
Fishbowl used to be the rec room. They now call it the fishbowl. You put 150 people in there at a time. Let's quit.
Thank you, Mike. Bob Fitzgerald.
Could you repeat the question real quick?
I sure can. Suicide is an epidemic on our island, and we don't have any residential treatment facilities for addiction or mental health for our youth. What can you do to fix that?
Well, like it said earlier, big state issue. It's up to our county government together with the DOE, Department of Mental Health, and see what we can do quick. It's obviously heartbreaking when these kids can't see an opportunity and that takes place. And that just takes good leadership to step in there and work with those other 2 organizations and the outside Hope Services and somebody else said earlier, experts in to be able to help with that, because that's tear-jerking, heartbreaking that we don't want to happen on our island.
Thank you very much, Bob. All right, Paul, Bryant. 30 seconds.
Here we go. Now I'm unmuted. Thank you very much. I work with the SDTA, which is a program that works with people that have mental problems. I'm on the board there. And our biggest problem is we have a lot of customers, but we don't have the funds to cover that. And we go begging for grants and whatnot. The county councilmen are often our best grant people, are our suppliers of money. We really need to get the community functioning as volunteer organizations and whatnot.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Mitch Roth.
Ma'am?
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, get to this problem, you need to attack the roots of this problem. Learning about it is domestic violence, adverse childhood experiences. Kids that come from homes of domestic violence are 6 times more likely to commit suicide than kids not coming from homes of domestic violence. Coming from adverse childhood experiences, they have about a 50% likelihood of abusing drugs and or alcohol.
10 seconds.
Part of our job is to educate. The state needs to do a better job with mental health, and we can advocate for better laws. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mitch. All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit, candidates. We are going to do a couple rapid fire yes/no questions. First question. Do you support, you have 10 seconds to answer, by the way, 10 to 15 seconds here. Do you support the protection of lands designated as conservation districts, including Mauna Kea? Paul, Bryant, you're first.
The answer is yes, I do think that conservation land should be protected. Mauna Kea, that's another whole kettle of fish. And I think if we don't deal with the TMT and the people that object to it, that's just going to go on.
Okay, thank you. Mike Ruggles.
What's the question again?
Do you support the protection of lands designated as conservation districts, including Mauna Kea?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Harry Kim. Oh, you're muted. Please. Yes, thank you. There you go. Yes.
The answer is yes, but simply, I think for years, everyone knows that the process of the use of the land is going to Honolulu, the cumbersome element of that, and the expense and complexity has to be modified for the use of that land.
Thank you very much. Bob Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's a yes. And if it's any type of land where people can do something, maybe limited funds for something on the outside park, but absolutely for me.
Okay, thank you very much. Neil Azevedo.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, Ikaika Marzo.
Conservation land, yep.
All right, Mikey Glendon.
Absolutely, but I'm going to take my 10 seconds to tell us that we need to treat our entire island and preserve it and treat it as a special place, not just designated lands. The entire Island of Hawaii needs to be respected at that level.
All right, mahalo, Mikey. Mitch Roth.
Yes, for conservation lands.
Okay, Yumi Kawano.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, for conservation lands, and if that includes Mauna Kea, that needs to be looked at very closely also.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next yes/no question, and Ikaika, you'll go first. Do you feel that the County of Hawaii should have the right to pass laws and govern our own jurisdiction exceeding state law in some circumstances? In other words, would you support more home rule for Hawaii County?
Yes.
Paul Bryant.
Yes, also for sure.
Okay, Mitch Roth.
Yes, but I think people need to understand that the way laws are made right now, it prevents a lot of our lawmaking abilities.
Harry Kim. There we
So
go.
my screen here, if you can't hear me.
We can hear you.
Oh, the answer is yes.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
No, we got you talked about home rule, right?
Yeah, yes.
I said the answer is yes.
Okay, thank you.
Should be more authority here.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yumi Kawano.
Yes, could you repeat the question, please?
Do you feel that the county of Hawaii should have the right to pass laws and govern our own jurisdiction exceeding state laws in some circumstances? In other words, would you support more home rule for Hawaii County?
Disregard earlier, you use this one.
That's it.
I think so, but I think so. I just like more about that because.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bob Fitzgerald.
Yes, and then pray that it holds up in Supreme Court or the courts above us.
Mike Ruggles.
Yeah, and I want to point out that we adopted Alaska's state constitution, which is a home rule state, but they don't follow that here, even though we have the same constitution as Alaska, which is a home rule state. So yes.
All right, thank you. Mikey Glendon.
Absolutely yes, but this comes with an angle. Because the current system we live in, yes, our county should design things for our island, but reinstilling the Hawaiian kingdom to make the true aloha here is the reason and the way we're gonna work. The Hawaiian kingdom.
Thank you, Mikey. Neil Azevedo.
Yes, because every island is unique in its way.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think at this time we probably need to start our for our final opportunity. Each candidate's going to have 90 seconds to give us your closing thoughts because we're running a little bit behind here. The order that you'll be going in was chosen by drawing randomly. Mikey, you will go first. So timer McKnight, give us 90 seconds for Mikey Glendon.
I see Bob on my screen.
Okay, there we go.
You're handsome too, Bob. So,
like twins.
Here's where we go. Correctively. So we go through our Hawaiian culture, embrace every culture here, collectively, under our common values, and then Hawaii can become Hawaii. We take care of each other. And as your alakai, as the next mayor, I will definitely embrace positive energy, big aloha for any aspect of your life. And instilling that in our children at a young age and our present adults in their current situation, doing it up and down the line is my ability today, correctively. So, being able to communicate with our kupuna and our babies, being a conductor throughout the entire generational gap that is existing today in our modern technology. You know, we see Uncle Harry over here having a hard time with digital stuff. Well, that's a conductor today for our children who are young. And being that I'm in between, perfectly in between our age bracket, is very natural to conduct up and down the line and have an influence and be able to share a heart, quality over quantity in all aspects that we do here on our island, so that everything is, what is our common goal, people? Sustain.
Thank you, Mikey. Good to hear from you. Mitch Roth, your closing thoughts for tonight.
Aloha. You know, we have a lot of great candidates, but there's three things that differentiate me from the rest of the candidates. One, I'm currently a department head, so I know how government works. That allows me to know how certain traps that government may find, things such as procurement contracts or dealing with civil service. If you don't know how to deal with these things, it could end up with the county getting sued, which could cost the county a lot of money. That brings a second thing. I'm an attorney. I know how to read the laws and I know how to interpret the laws. I believe right now our county is interpreting laws that are preventing us from thriving. Third, and probably most important, I'm an innovative, out-of-the-box problem solver with real-world experience. We've been able to do things that people said couldn't be done. We started like the Weed and Seed program in Pahoa. We started a restorative justice program in the prosecutor's office. The very first restorative justice program in a prosecutor's office in the United States that's now being replicated across the country. You know, with COVID, things are gonna have to change. You're gonna need someone who knows how to deal with government, knows the laws, and someone who can actually make real change. I believe that person is me. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you for the other candidates for all the great ideas that you put forward tonight. Aloha.
Mahalo, Mitch Roth. Neil Azevedo.
Aloha. Yeah, I just, one thing with me, I'm not really a speaker. I just want to go out there and get the job done by teaming up with everybody, partnering up with everybody, and going out to every single little community out there and building, hearing them, working together with them, hearing their concerns, doing what we need to do out there. You know, we don't find ways on how we cannot do it. We're just going to get it done. By why? Because we care about every single body on this island, every single person we believe in, and every single person we'll work with to get this island better. Why? Because we care. We care. Thank you.
Mahalo, Neil Azevedo. Yumi,
7:45,
Kawano.
Tanya.
Thank you very much.
I can't give you anything but a perspective of a citizen having been on the action committee. And I'd like to say that I appreciate this time to talk to you, and I appreciate people caring about what I think, but I really, as a mayor, I would care about what you think. And I want to bring, the communication has got to get so much better in the government between the citizens, and people can't be ignored anymore. And we need to collaborate. We need to just build a lot of community and trust. And I think COVID-19, we're at a wonderful threshold right now where we can really change things. We can be the change and make the change together. And I look forward to figuring out ways of building communication. And here's my website if you'd like to talk to me, get a hold of me. There's so much more I could say.
Thank you, Yumi Kawano. Mike Ruggles, your closing thoughts.
Aloha, everybody. I believe change is coming, whether we like it or not. And so let's make this an opportunity to make the Big Island a better place. Not go back to tourism, let's start with the small business. We diversify the local economy. We can help the ag farms. We can get my community farm going. We can stop torturing. We can stop torturing people in jail, 5 to a cell and 150 to what used to be the exercise room. And so right now, we need transparency, critical thinking, and oversight. We don't need leaders that are gonna hide things, cover things up, and tell you, hey, maybe the system is working. No, we need critical thinking, and we need transparency. I believe I'm the best candidate to bring that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike Ruggles. All right, incumbent Harry Kim, your closing thoughts. Unmute first, please. We need you to unmute, Harry. All right, there we go.
I've lost everything here.
Nope, you're on.
Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay, thank you very much. Make it fast. You know, the mistake was made in regards to how long I've been with Civil Defense, and it was 24 years of time. And from the very beginning, I had one goal as far as every job I've had is to develop a government that people can trust. I have one advantage, I think, in regards to good or bad. You have over 40 years of my work. I ask you to judge me by my work in regards to what we have done for the island and community of Hawaii. I thank you for this opportunity, and good luck to everyone.
Mahalo, Harry. Okay, Ikaika Marzo, your closing thoughts.
All right. You know, first of all, that's coming from my family, representing my family down in Kalapana, Maku'u, Ka'u. First thing I like to say, you know, being on the humble side, I like to mahalo all of the candidates. Uncle Harry did so much for us in Kalapana in the early 90s and late 80s. Brother Mitch, mahalo, man. You did so much for our community. Yumi did so much for Puna back in the 2018. Brother Neil, man, you did so much for us on the roads and taking care of us during the 2018 eruption. Bob, awesome coach. Brother Mikey Glendon, love you, brother. Uncle Mike, Ruggles, Mikey, love you guys. You know, but just like to mahalo everybody. It's so humbling to be in front of these well-respected people. But at the end of the day, you know, everybody know what I did in Pohoa and during the 2018 eruption. And I continue to do that, as well as I'm still doing that till today.
20 seconds.
Need to do it again. So mahalo again, mahalo. Love all you guys. Everybody's doing a good job. Let's get it, guys. Aloha.
Mahalo, Ikaika Marzo. Paul Bryant, your closing thoughts. 90 seconds.
There we go. I'd really like to take the time to not only say thank you to everybody, but I'm going to take extra time to go over this whole series of questions and answers by everyone and pick out those that I really agreed with and saw as definitely possible to work with and perhaps instigate. I think that giving a chance to everybody to speak is so vital to our election process. But I'd also like to point out that we, as the county of Hawaii, had the lowest participation of active voters in both of the primary elections of all 50 states and all counties in the United States. Let's do something about that, because we don't need 15% of the people to decide who the next mayor will be for 4 years. I appreciate everybody, and please get out and vote and get your friends and family to do the same thing. Aloha.
Mahalo, Paul Bryant. Bob Fitzgerald, your closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts again. Mahalo to everybody else to have the passion for applying for this job. You know, we all have passion. We all have something to give. Much appreciated to all the other candidates. Myself, I have been a department head. I've been in the system. I'm not somebody that's going to try to figure it out. I say I have an A team that will get things done from 2 days to 6 months and go to those communities and listen. I have a B team that I'll promise, and I'll have totally integrity. Some B team to get things done in my term, and these long-term projects leave it better for the next guy. My motto is one island, one heart. I feel I'm a great bridger of communities. I listen, and it's about partnership with communities. Proven record, when I was Parks Director, we cut $10 million. Parks still moved on because I made Friends of the Park agreement and MOUs with big, great nonprofits like Kohala Centers. I'll do the same, take whatever it can to get our cars off the street so people can get to and from work better, and be able to get our bus system back and our transportation, whether it takes using for private industry, or if it takes using Uber or Lyft or taxis to get some of these areas people moving. And then of course,
20 seconds.
A coach, a motivator of this island, one island, one heart. We'll all get together and feel all right. So that's my goal. And I thank again everybody else, and I thank you guys for having us. Big mahalo.
Thank you, Bob Fitzgerald. And thank you for everyone. Thank you, candidates, for sharing your positions on just a small amount of topics tonight. We didn't get to so many of the viewers' questions and topics. We appreciate you guys so much and the time you've taken to prepare and participate in the Just Transition Hawaii Coalition Mayoral Forum. Mahalo. For those of you watching on Zoom, we're going to be closing this forum for 10 minutes as we prepare our council candidates for the next forum. So the forum will continue. You'll be placed in the Zoom waiting room, and we'll let you in when the council candidates are ready to begin. Thank you for your patience.